If you're watching this, you made it. You survived the delays of 2024, you got through the TBA limbo of 2025, and now we are standing on the edge of what might be the single greatest year in the history of cozy gaming. I'm not exaggerating, for years we've been whispering about the Sims Killer or the Harry Potter Stardew Valley. They were myths. They were JPEGs on a Twitter feed, but as we close out 2025, we finally have something we haven't had in a long time: dates. We have 10 titles, some are massive open worlds, others are intimate emotional journeys, but they all have one thing in common: they are confirmed or heavily targeted for 2026. Grab a drink and get comfortable, we are doing a deep dive. These are the top 10 most anticipated cozy and indie games of 2026. Let's kick this list off with something that scratches a very specific itch in my brain. Number 10 is Bubblegum Galaxy. Now, if you spent any time in 2025 playing Dorfromantik or Panorama, you know the joy of placing tiles to create a perfect landscape. Bubblegum Galaxy takes that concept and launches it into orbit. Developed by Smarto Club, this game is a narrative building puzzle game about rebuilding the universe because someone accidentally deleted it. What makes this a top pick for 2026 isn't just a tile placement, it's a vibe. It blends that satisfying click of puzzle solving with a really charming office comedy narrative. You aren't just a god building planets, you're an intern. You have a boss, you have emails to answer. The visual style is incredibly distinct. It uses this bubblegum palette that pops off the screen. It's relaxing, but it's not mindless. You have to strategize where to place your oceans, your forests, and your mountains to maximize combos. We've seen demos of this over the last year, but the full release is slated for 2026, and it looks like the perfect podcast game, the kind of game you play to unwind while listening to your favorite show. If you're into puzzle games that don't stress you out, hit the like button right now, because we're just getting started. Moving on to number 9, we have a game that literally has cozy in the title. This is Cozy Caravan. Now, I know some of you played this in early access during 2025, but the developers, 5 Live Studios, are targeting the massive 1.0 full release for January 8th, 2026. That is just a few weeks away. The premise here is pure escapism. You leave the daily grind behind to head out on the open road with your best friend Bubba, who happens to be a giant fluffy bee. You travel from town to town, setting up a pop-up market. What I love about Cozy Caravan is the loop. You arrive in a new region, you explore to find ingredients, maybe finding frogs or harvesting crops, then you craft items, cook food, and open your stall. There is zero combat, there is no fail state, it is entirely about bringing happiness to the NPCs you meet. For the 1.0 release in 2026, they are adding new regions, new character customization options, and finalizing the story. If you want to start your year with maximum wholesomeness, this is the one. Number 8 is for the goths, the witches, and anyone who thinks Animal Crossing is just a little too sunny. This is Moonlight Peaks. We've seen a million farming sims, we get it, you inherit a farm from your grandpa, but in Moonlight Peaks, your dad is Count Dracula, and you aren't growing parsnips, you're growing cursed pumpkins and hexed herbs. Developed by Little Chicken and published by Xseed, this game flips the script on the cozy genre. The game operates on a reverse schedule, you sleep during the day and farm at night. The mechanics look fantastic, you can brew potions, cast spells to water your crops automatically, and my favourite part, shapeshift into a bat to traverse the map quickly. And yes, there is romance. You can date werewolves, witches, and mermaids. We've been watching the development of this for a while, and the polish we're seeing in the latest trailers suggests the 2026 release is locked in. It's the perfect blend of spooky and cozy, or spoopy, if you will. At number 7, we have a title that defines an entire aesthetic, Solarpunk. This game was originally teased way back, and after a delay from 2025, Cyberwave has confirmed we are finally getting our hands on it this year. This is a survival game, but stripped of the anxiety. There are no zombies coming to eat your brains at night. Think Minecraft meets your Studio Ghibli movie. You start on a floating island in a world where nature has reclaimed technology. You have to build your home, generate clean energy using solar and wind, and craft gadgets. The hook for me is the automation. You can build little robots and drones to help you water your crops or manage your inventory, and most importantly, multiplayer. You can jump into an airship with your friends and explore the open skies. The reason this is on my 2026 list is that the developers delayed it specifically to polish that multiplayer experience. They want the co-op to be seamless. If you and your friends are looking for a new server to call home after getting burned out on Palworld or Minecraft, keep your eyes glued to this one. We are approaching the heavy hitters, but before we break into the top 6, I need to address a game that almost made the list. Slay the Spire 2. Now, is it strictly cozy? Maybe not, but it is releasing in early access in March 2026, and I know a huge portion of this community loves a deck builder to play while drinking tea. It's got a new Necro Binder class and updated visuals. It's going to be massive. I have to ask though, when you play cozy games, do you prefer the endless loop games like farming sims, or do you prefer story-driven games that actually end? Let me know in the comments. I read all of them within the first hour of posting. Number 6 is Hela. This game, just look at it. Developed by the creative minds behind Unravel, this is a third-person adventure where you play as a tiny mouse. The sense of scale here is breathtaking. A puddle is a lake, a tree stump is a fortress. The story is heartwarming. You are searching for a cure to help the witch who has looked after you. It's set in the Scandinavian wilderness, so the atmosphere is thick with moss, fog, and light. What puts this on the must-play list for 2026 is the physics. The developers are masters at making movement feel tactile. You can feel the weight of the mouse as you climb and swing. It's designed to be a cozy adventure, meaning it has stakes, but it's not punishing. It looks like a playable storybook. Breaking into the top 5, we have Starsand Island. Targeting a February 2026 release, this game is making a very loud statement. We are the Studio Ghibli of farming sims. The art style is hand-painted and absolutely gorgeous. The grass blows in the wind, the ocean sparkles, it's visual candy. But gameplay-wise, it's doing some interesting things. You are restoring a rundown island town, classic trope, I know, but the exploration sets it apart. You can climb anything, you can glide anywhere. There's a sense of verticality we don't usually get in these top-down games. They've also put a huge emphasis on creative freedom. The decorating tools allow for a lot of precision, and you can invite NPCs to live on your island. If Animal Crossing feels a bit stale in 2026, Starsand Island is positioned to be the fresh alternative. Number 4 is Hawthorn. You might have seen this one blowing up on Kickstarter. The pitch is incredibly strong. It's an intimate sandbox RPG developed by veterans who worked on Skyrim and Fallout. But instead of slaying dragons, you are a woodland creature building a community. Because these devs come from a Bethesda background, the AI and the world simulation are deep. NPCs have schedules, relationships, and memories. They aren't just vending machines that say hello, they live here. You can choose to be a mouse, an otter, an owl, and you can play solo or co-op. The game focuses on the village fantasy. You aren't just farming, you're celebrating festivals, dealing with petty town drama, and exploring the wilderness. It feels like the book The Wind in the Willows came to life, and 2026 could be the year we finally get to enter this world. Number 3 is the Solarpunk MMO, Loftia. This game has one of the most passionate communities I have ever seen, and for good reason. It is trying to solve the biggest problem in cozy gaming, loneliness. Most cozy games are single player. Loftia is a massively multiplayer online game where the only goal is to build a better world together. In Loftia, you work to build a sustainable floating city. You farm hydroponically, you recycle tech, you explore with gliders, but you do it with hundreds of other real people. The developers have been incredibly transparent about their journey. They've planned their full release window for 2026, and the alpha tests have been incredibly promising. If you have a friend group that is tired of competitive shooters and just wants a place to hang out, Loftia is going to be your second home. We're at the top 2, but we have to address the elephant in the room, Haunted Chocolatier. Concerned Ape, the creator of Stardew Valley, has been working on this for years. We do not have a confirmed date, however, with the Stardew Valley 1.6 update fully dusted and console ports done, could 2026 be the year we start to see this? If it drops, it instantly becomes Game of the Year, but until Concerned Ape says the word, it stays as an honourable mention. Number 2, the game that has been on my wishlist since I think since before I started this channel, Witchbrook. Developed by Chucklefish, the publishers behind Stardew Valley, this is the ultimate magic school simulation. We've been patient, so patient, but all signs point to 2026 being the year. Witchbrook takes the life sim formula and applies it to a Hogwarts-style academy. You attend classes, you take exams, you learn spells. But it's a social simulation that has me hyped. You can make enemies, you can find love, you can get detention. The pixel art is some of the best I have ever seen. The lighting effects, the water reflections, it is stunning. This game promises to let us live out that childhood fantasy of getting an invitation to magic school. And after years of silence, the development updates have ramped up. The magic is finally coming. And here we are at number 1. There is only one game that could top this list for 2026, the David to EA's Goliath, Paralives. We have a confirmed date, early access, May 25th, 2026. Why is this number 1? Because it is doing what we thought was impossible. It is challenging The Sims. The build tools alone are revolutionary. Curved walls, resizable furniture, a colour wheel for every single item. You can stack pillows on couches, you can make split-level homes without using cheat codes. But it's the business model that earns it the top spot. The developers have promised no paid DLCs for gameplay features. Imagine that. A life sim where you get seasons, pets, and weather in the base game updates. The characters, the Parafolk, have a distinct hand-drawn art style, and the autonomy systems look deep. This isn't just a game, it's a movement. The indie community has rallied behind Paralives for years, and in May 2026, we finally get to move in. If there is one game you need to be ready for, it is this one. 2026 is going to be an absolutely stacked year. We're going to space, we're going to magic school, and we're finally getting the life sims we deserve. I want to know which of these 10 games are you most likely to pre-order or buy day 1. Put your wallet on the line in the comments below. I'm going to be covering every single one of these games with guides, reviews, and let's plays as soon as they launch. So if you don't want to miss the Paralives release party or the first day of Witchbrook, make sure you are subscribed with notifications on. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It's been a long wait, but the golden era of cozy games is almost here. I'm JT, this is JaeTeeGames, and I'll see you in the next one.